demons come to light, and your mind is not your own. Lonely is the night when there's no one left to call. You feel the time is right, say the writing's on the wall. Yeah. It's a
This is In the Know for Friday, July 21, the 202nd day of 2023. There are 163 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105. On Litchfield's Country Station, 103.9 The Moose, live online at K105.com, via the Apple and Android smartphone app, using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we're going to update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. Look back on the news headlines, of course, that's making the conversation today. Plus, we'll give you a chance to win that and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Good. I look a little less Donald Trumpish today. Yesterday I looked very orange on camera. Today I look less orange and closer to the whatever color you are in your cube over there. So anyway, just I don't want to look like I've been covered in Cheetos dust. So that's a good thing. Right. Travel and Leisure has been coming to the house.
Yes.
And Travel and Leisure has identified the top 5 most romantic vacation spots in the United States. So if you're planning a getaway for 2, the top 5 are Napa Valley, California, Kauai in Hawaii, Savannah, Georgia, Key West, Florida, or Charleston, South Carolina. If you're leaving today, which of those 5 do you want to go to most?
Oh, Hawaii.
Are you going to go to Hawaii? Just pick the furthest away because it's the furthest away?
Maybe. I mean, it just sounds... the others... No, I don't know. Well, Key West. Okay. I mean, maybe Key West.
I've never been to Key West, but I've never had the overwhelming desire to go. Like, I want to go stand at the lowest point.
Mm-hmm.
They have that big thing there that you stand next to and say, look, I made it to this spot.
It's supposed to be really nice.
Yeah, I've heard that. It just feels weird to get off there on a cruise ship after you just got on in Orlando or Tampa or somewhere. It just kind of feels odd, but it would be a perfect day to be in Key West today. Well, it might be hot in Key West today, but here locally between the lakes is going to be nice because pleasant weather is arriving for the weekend. We're going to see low humidity. We're going to see sunshine. We're going to see highs in the 80s. It's going to be nice. We'll see a few clouds this afternoon, but we'll see a high of 84 and again, low relative humidity. Clouds early tonight, clearing late, an overnight low of 65, then mostly sunny, 84, while that humidity remains low for tomorrow. Then the humidity jumps back up just a little bit on Sunday. We've got a 20% chance of rain, a high of 86. And then a little warmer for Monday and Tuesday, and then a lot warmer come Wednesday and Thursday when we get into the 90s for our highs. But fortunately, we stay out of the heat dome like some of our neighbors down to the south. The governor did give an update yesterday following the flooding earlier this week down in western Kentucky. The numbers are in the the Kentucky Mesonet Station, which is 6 miles southwest of Mayfield, down in Graves County, recorded 11.28 inches of rain on Wednesday. That breaks the record of 10.48 inches of rain that fell in Louisville March 1, 1997. So a new statewide record. The difference? The 24 hours where the 10 inches fell in Louisville in 97 was over an elongated 24-hour period. The 11.28 inches that fell in Mayfield were in a 13-hour window.
Oh, wow.
So in half a day, all that rain fell, so no place for the water to go. Paducah got 7 inches of rain. There were a lot of areas that are there. The governor's going to be touring that area today. I presume we probably know someone who's also in that area driving the Red Cross mobile. But haven't checked on her to see. But
yeah, I need to check on her.
When the rains fall like that, they usually spring into action. So the governor will be down in Western Kentucky today and touring the area. All right, let's get into some of the headlines of the day. First, I want to tell you about a search warrant conducted by the Greater Hardin County Narcotics Task Force netted a pair of arrests and a large amount of methamphetamine. This happened Wednesday morning just before 8 o'clock at 1359 Pleasant View Road in Millwood, where police made contact with 36-year-old Lori Lindsay and 61-year-old Vernon Patton. According to the arrest citation, they located several weapons, approximately 20 grams of methamphetamine, 2 bags of drugs inside one of the vehicles, so they were arrested, charged, and no longer listed as inmates. All right, let's get to the, trying to find the other story for today that I want to spend the most time on. Earlier this week, we told you about the one item at the Litchfield City Council meeting on Monday that involved county government and the potential of a partnership between the city and the county for a farmer's market.
Yes.
And that, I think the conversation the meeting didn't go as maybe was intended or planned to go, and it caused a lot of confusion, and there was a vote not to partnership, and the county, Judge Henderson walked away confused because he thought he was there at the city's invitation because they had shown interest in this project, but there were a lot of variables. Well, last night, the judge got an opportunity to create his own monologue and tell his own story at the fiscal court meeting. And you can read about it in detail at K105.com. There's a very detailed story there. You can also go back and watch the meeting on our Facebook page, and I presume at K105.com as well. And you can hear the judge's comments directly from himself. And I'm not going to quote him entirely, but I would encourage you. I also don't want to misquote him. So there are a couple of things I want you to hear. He said, for a couple of years, we've talked to a couple of different individuals about possibly building a farmer's market. We've looked for different locations to build it. We want it to be on a main area where people could see, where visibility is good. The proposed location is 1150 Elizabethtown Road. The judge goes on to say he was contacted by Mayor Miller and Councilman Fentress to look at a piece of property on US 62, which is, I guess, technically still Mill Street in that area. And no, it's Elizabethtown Road. That's where Mill Street turns into Elizabethtown Road. So apparently they had been able to get the property owner to kind of give the county or a city-county joint venture kind of first opportunity at the project because it would be repurposed for something for the benefits of the community, at least according to the judge. The county held a special meeting on May 24, voted to purchase the property for $300,000. So then, according to the judge, the city then goes on and puts money in the budget for their portion of the partnership. And you can see I don't know if it's the finalized budget, but it has at least some form of a budget. You can see it in the story at K105.com where it's earmarked in there as intended. And so for whatever reason, as it moved forward and it was discussed more, whether it was the council, whether it was, I'm not sure how the deal went sideways, but the takeaway from Monday night was there was a lack of specificity or a lack of detail, a lack of here's exactly what it's going to be, here's exactly what it's going to cost. At least that's what they blamed it on. Now, there are so many dynamics here when you get this many parties, this many entities involved, and they have different interests. They represent different people. They feel fiscally responsible in different ways. And so this is these are the hardships of bringing this many community partners together, including the agriculture community. You got the city, you got the county, you've got a former property owner that has had legal disagreements with the city, which is the origins of some of the concern over this particular piece of property. So it leaves the mayor, it leaves the judge kind of out there exposed publicly in meetings going, this is not going how the plan was drawn up. And so it creates a lot of confusion, creates a lot of feedback, creates a lot of comments. But I also want to go on and make sure that you know the Judge did go on and apologize for what he called was a hasty decision. Following the meeting, he basically said that the county would not be supplying any labor through the way of inmates at the animal shelter, which obviously got a lot of concern. He said, I made a call and said that if they don't want to partner with us, it was a hasty decision. Just don't send any inmates down there. Then he goes on to say, after cooler heads prevailed, I sent them back down there. They were gone probably 12 to 14 hours. Now, I want you to hear this also, a quote from him, because it's very important. He went on to say, I wanted to let everyone know that this was under no circumstances a decision of any of the magistrates, the county attorney, the sheriff, the jailer, the clerk, or the treasurer. This was solely my decision, and I corrected the decision. So he goes on to say, if you got a problem, you have a problem with him. Now, complex issue, many different factions. I like both parties. I like everyone involved. I'm involved with the city of Litchfield. Judge Henderson, one of my dearest friends since the first day of 7th grade. Actually, before the first day of 7th grade, the first day of band camp in 7th grade, Judge Henderson and I. So he made a hasty decision relative to the animal shelter. I will tell you that I would have been mad and done the same thing, and I would have also had to do an about face and apologize in the same way he did, because it was the wrong decision, because it's not the animal's fault.
Correct.
Right? It's not.
Yes.
It's not the. You're trying to send a message and make a point to leadership of the city, which there are ways of doing that, but it's not the animals or the people who are passionate about the shelter.
Right.
It's not their fault directly. So I think the message was heard, but the damage was done. And I know the city kind of stepped up yesterday and said, all right, well, until we can figure this out, we'll show up and do some of the heavy lifting. So anyway, it's turned into a kerfuffle this week, but I still maintain that the city and county can figure this out and work together. I don't think it's the last of the issue. I just think there have been some lessons learned that they'll try and
I agree.
do better and move on.
I think more information will, come to light, and more plans more solid plans will be made, and they can all reconvene and come to a better consensus.
We talked about it's not the animal's fault, and it's also not the farmer's market's fault.
Right.
You got the agricultural community, specifically Whitney Carmen and that group, who are over here going, we're just trying to make a farmer's market.
Yeah.
We're not really into the political aspects of all
Right.
this. So I
Right.
think that they'll get together and do it for the right reasons, and it will happen. You know why it'll happen? Because it's a good idea. A Bowling Green Police Department officer who was shot in the line of duty earlier this month is out of the ICU. Officer Matt Davis was struck 8 times at Carmart on 1930 Russellville Road on July 7. He was taken to a Nashville hospital where he has remained in critical condition. He is steadily improving, going through rehab, and so we continue to pray for the officer there down in Bowling Green. Speaking of the Bowling Green Police Department, they are searching for a missing teen. They are looking for 15-year-old Braxton Allen, last seen running toward I-65 on Porter Pike in Bowling Green. So anyway, you can see his picture at K105.com in the event you were to happen to know anything. Kind of far away from home, but it's a small world. So the Louisville Metro Police Department has a new police chief, and she will be the first black woman to lead the embattled department full-time, bringing fresh hope to a force under a federal consent decree after years of scrutiny following the police shooting of Breonna Taylor in 2020. She had served as the interim chief for the last several months, gave her an opportunity to audition for the job. Mayor Greenberg took the interim tag off of her yesterday and said she is our future leader. And Mayor Greenberg was able to specifically cite the way that she and the department under her leadership responded to the April 10th or so shooting at the bank in downtown Louisville. He said she showed tremendous leadership, she showed grace, she showed poise, and it was that singular incident that kind of solidified it with him that she was the long-term solution to that embattled department's problems. So Congratulations to her. Disaster recovery fund set up by Kentucky's Democratic governor to assist victims of tornadoes and flooding will be scrutinized by the state auditor's office at the request of a Republican-led legislative panel. Obviously, the other side claiming there are political undertones or overtures even as a result. The review, which was announced yesterday by the state auditor's office, comes in the midst of the state's heated gubernatorial campaign and has the potential to raise questions about what has widely been a strength for Governor Beshear as he seeks a second term. So they want to know who managed the money, where the money went, what all it went for. But I do want to be specific here. The auditor, the state auditor, Mike Harmon, who unsuccessfully ran for governor in the primary, is not directly involved in this audit. He has recused himself from the audit, and other auditors in the office will be doing the audit to try and remove as much politicization out of it as possible.
Sounds smart.
You can read more about another 24 hours means we've learned a little bit more about the Cameron Mills ticket for governor and learning more about their plans on what they intend under leadership if they are successful in getting the governor's office. One of the things Daniel Cameron says, he wants the state police to have a post in our largest county, which is Jefferson. You know, it's been a long time since there was a KSP post in Jefferson County. For a long time, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office was very small because Louisville was so big. Then they went through the joint county-city merger 15, 20 years ago, and the LMPD is the only law enforcement agency. You've got some J-Town police and some small departments within that footprint. But there have been times, like during riots and protests and things in Louisville, where they need outside help, and the state police probably needs to have a presence in that community. Louisville is part of the state, so I would think you would want the state police part of it. And so anyway, you can read online. They kind of laid out 7 or 8 different points of things that they want to do if they're able to get into that office. So if that interests you, then knock yourself out and go read it. Kentucky's seasonally adjusted preliminary June 2023 unemployment rate was 3.8%, which was unchanged from May, down 0.1% from a year ago. At the same time, the nationwide seasonally adjusted jobless rate for June 2023 was 3.6%, or 0.1% lower than in May. Today is the final day for you to do your civic duty and go vote for Ashley Bell and the Cougar Band.
Oh, yeah.
The
That's
Barry
right.
Manilow Project. You know, Barry Manilow will be coming to the
Yes.
Yum Center in August.
Yes.
And Ashley Bell and the Cougar Band stand to receive $10,000
Yes.
as a result of you voting and saying that Ashley Bell is the greatest band director in the history of mankind. No, that's not what they're asking you to vote for specifically. They do want you to vote for her among her other peers from the Louisville area. So please do that. You can go to K105.com. Voting closes today. There's a link right there in the story. You'll see Miss Bell's photo right there on the story. Click on that story, then click on the link, and then go and vote. You know what it cost you? It cost you your email address.
Yes.
That's all it cost you. And by the way, you can uncheck the box that says "Don't send me newsletters."
Yes.
See, so
Yeah.
you can
Right.
do that, so you don't. It works out well. She would receive $5,000, and then the band would receive 5,000. What I call Copacabana bucks.
Okay.
They can spend
All
them in the Manilow store to get musical instruments. So good idea. The British Open, day number 2 underway. Some people are already in the clubhouse. I think they still call it the clubhouse across the pond. But somebody went out today and set a scorching number. The leaderboard's off my screen at the moment. But Rory is tied for 14th at -1. They're interviewing him right now. But somebody is at 10 under after a group of people went 5 under yesterday. So we'll find out later today who makes it through the weekend in the Open Championship over at Royal Liverpool is where they are playing the Open. Royal Liverpool. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got more on the way. Hang around. You're on In the Know.
Does the nagging pain of a sore knee, shoulder, or hip keep you from doing the things you love? Lose the pain and get back in the game with the help of Owensboro Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Located at Twin Lakes Medical Center, Dr. Isaac Miller and Dr. Ted Rogers are your local experts for hip, knee, and shoulder problems, from minor sprains to advanced procedures. Learn more and schedule online at owensborohealth.org/ortho.
Beehive Assisted Living in Litchfield is seeking caregivers for their beautiful 16-room assisted living community. They believe that care means something different to each of their residents, so they need staff members able to provide unique and special care. Currently seeking part-time caregivers working 6 a.m. to 2 days a week. And if you're without experience, Beehive will be happy to train you. For employment requirements, apply in person at Beehive Assisted Living, 1417 Brandenburg Road in Litchfield.
Every year, Kentuckians dump enough stuff on the ground to fill a football stadium 12 stories high. When it rains, all that trash washes down storm drains and directly into our streams, rivers, and lakes. It's time we all did our part to stop polluting Kentucky's waterways. To find out how you can help, visit stormwater.ky.gov. Brought to you by the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet.
Beach Bend Park. That's where my summer happens.
It's where my family's come for generations for great times.
It's where amusement rides and water park slides are just my size.
It's where my friends and I have a blast on the big thrill rides.
It's where we can do all the attractions and not spend time in long lines.
Beach Bend Park has something for everyone, from classic amusement attractions the whole family can enjoy, children's rides, to big, fast, sky-reaching thrill rides. Plus, cool off with Splash Lagoon Water Park, where you can relax in the lazy river, ride the waves, and take the plunge on slides from mile to wild. Come to Beach Bend Park to create some memories, including fireworks, back for Friday Night Lights in July. It's where you can have unlimited thrills with a 2023 season pass for just $74.99 with unlimited visits, a free souvenir cup, 2 anytime bring a friend free tickets, discounts, and more. For daily specials, birthday parties, and hours, visit beachbend.com.
Beach Bend Park. Fun for the whole family. Beach Bend Park.
Quality paves the way. That's the motto of Scotty's Contracting in Stone. All of the crushed stone products from Scotty's Quarry in Litchfield are mined underground. Scotty's Contracting and Paving provides cleaner products made from pure limestone. If you agree that quality makes the difference, contact the team at Scotty's Contracting in Stone for crushed stone products for your project at 259-5696. That's 259-5696. Our quarry is located on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Apple is developing its own rival to OpenAI's ChatGPT. The large language model is called Ajax, but the engineers behind the project call it Apple GPT. Earlier this week, Meta released its AI chatbot called Llama 2. YouTube is bumping up the price on some of its platforms. Matt Mattinson fills us in.
YouTube Premium is now $2 more and is priced at $13.99 per month. Those using YouTube Premium Music will see a $1 increase in its plan to $10.99 per month. A spokesperson for the streaming giant told 9 to 5 Google that the rate hike shows the value of the ad-free services, noting its music app has more than 100 million songs.
WhatsApp is recovering from a major outage. The Meta-owned messaging app was inaccessible to tens of thousands of users for the better part of an hour on Wednesday. It is unclear what caused the disruption. And biotech firm FibroGen, cutting over 100 jobs, that works out to about 32% of its total workforce. They make a pioneering anemia drug for kidney disease patients. Tech Report, Mark Mayfield.
Today is Junk Food Day. This lists burgers, pizza, hot dogs, tacos, fries, and chocolate. I don't know that I would put those in the category of junk food. There are some things that go with those items that are junk food, but I don't think those are junky in and of themselves. Today is No Pet Store Puppies Day. Back in the spring, you wanted to go to the pet store, and I decided to tag along because I wanted to go see the puppies.
Yep.
And then we realized it's been a while since I've been in a pet store because, well,
they just don't do that anymore.
They don't have
yeah, we
puppies
didn't
in
know
pet
that.
stores. I didn't know that.
Unless it's a adoption day for them.
Yeah.
they don't do that. I
The
was surprised as well.
SPCA, initiated by the SPCA to educate the public about the connection between pet stores and puppy mills, commercial dog breeding facilities, where the emphasis is on profit, not animal welfare. So they couldn't care for them properly in those retail spaces, so they just kind of stopped doing it. But much to my chagrin, you can't go see the puppies
No.
at the pet store. Because I'm definitely not going to see the reptiles.
No, you're not.
Well, I got no interest in the reptiles.
Well, and you probably aren't interested in guinea pigs or hamsters. So.
No, I'm not. Tomorrow, I have a feeling this may prompt a request on the honeydew list. Tomorrow is hammock day.
I really do have a hammock.
Yes, I know you do.
And it's rolling up on a year old.
Yep. So, you got an idea where you'd like it?
I'll leave that stuff up to you.
Okay, we'll give that some thought.
Since you're the one that has to hang it, and I really don't want to fall out of it
Tomorrow
or
is
hit the ground. So.
Summer leisure day. Tomorrow is pie approximation day. Tomorrow is mango day.
I like mango occasionally.
Sunday is vanilla ice cream day. Sunday is International Yada 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 Day. By the way, episode 153 of Seinfeld is the Yada Yada.
Oh, okay.
And Sunday is Peanut Butter and Chocolate Day. It's a divine combination. Can do too much of either. So that's what we're celebrating this weekend. Honey, you're not one to pass up on a good kiddie pool.
Oh, no.
I mean,
I'm not.
you see one out front at the dollar store that's got a sales sticker on it, and you'll figure out a way you need to have it. Well, here's one that costs more than $1, but it might float your boat. Duncan unveils a new inflatable donut pool as part of their 2023 summer merchandise collection. So it's pink, it's yellow, it looks like a donut. The yellow part's supposed to be like the golden color of a donut, and the pink is supposed to be the icing, with sprinkles, I might add. So for a little girl who loves a good pool and also loves a good donut, do you think young Miss Alea wants the donut pool for $58?
No, I do not.
Think we're going to pass on the $58?
Well, and not only that, I can tell what it's made out of, and it wouldn't last 2 days.
That's one dog paw away from
Yes.
deflation. I got it. I understand. Okay. We especially you we travel heavy.
Yeah. Yes.
Your suitcase always ends up with a heavy sticker on it when it gets checked in at the airport. Fair?
Fair.
And mine isn't a whole lot better, but mine's smaller, so it's hard to get it up to the limit because it's just smaller. But let me ask
I could help you if you need some help getting it up to the
help
limit.
me make it heavier?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Well, I mean, you never know what you might need.
Right.
And you never know all the places you might go. And you do have to.
Hey, Mom.
You do have to. You allow for if somebody gets sick, if somebody
I
gets
do.
injured, if
Yeah.
somebody gets.
Listen.
You got to be prepared.
If you need it, it's probably in my bag.
So I would be interested to know if you would embrace this service. One international airline based in Japan has launched a clothes sharing trial that it hopes will lessen luggage, help the environment, and create an all-around easier traveling experience. It's called the Anywhere trial. A-N-Y.
Got it.
Okay, 2 words, anywhere and then anywhere, 1 word. It's underway for travelers to Japan, run by Japan Airlines, and partnering with the company Sumitomo Corporation. We know Sumitomo. It offers the opportunity for foreign tourists and business travelers to Japan to rent clothes for as little as $28 for up to 2 weeks. Travelers can rent up to 8 outfits in 3 sizes, small, medium, and large, in smart casual, or mixed styles. The chosen attire will be delivered to a traveler's designated hotel. Interested?
Absolutely not.
I can see where this will work in Japan, where the spectrum of sizes of individuals is more narrow.
Now, if Misty were heading this up, particularly just for me, sure.
You would like the outfits that she would curate for
Yes,
you, but
I don't trust this.
okay. So, and you,
I've not been one to do Fab Style or anything like that either, where you can pick out the outfits and borrow them or rent them or whatever you want to call it. No, thank you.
okay. So, but you wouldn't even like the idea of just having a temporary new wardrobe for 2 weeks. I can wear these types of things, and then I send them back, and I don't worry about them until I need more clothes again. No?
Well, first of all, you're dealing with a lot smaller people.
Right.
So, I mean, sizing, if my options are small, medium, and large, they're tiny people. So, do I need a medium? Do I need, there's just too many variables there.
That's right. I was
I'd rather
saying, you know,
pack my own bag.
between the smallest Japanese person and your typical largest, you know, Japanese person, that's in about 3 sizes, you know, S, M, L, and maybe just within 2 of those categories. We Americans, though, have a way of stretching out the spectrum of those sizes. And we Americans, some of us think we can wear an S, but you're not getting all of you into the S. Some of us aren't getting all of us into the L's or the XLs, and it comes pouring over. You look a little like Mr. Incredible.
Yeah.
You know, only worse. So anyway, I don't see this working in the United States of America, but I can see it working where...
I mean, if we decided to load up today and, you know, like literally jump in the car and that's where we're going from the airport, obviously. Okay, fine, maybe. But no, I'm not interested in that. I'll pack my own clothes.
But not having to, you know, not having to have a suitcase and all that, I don't know. I guess it works for some people. I think if we flew a lot, if we were a business traveler and we were on and off planes constantly and we knew that clothes could be waiting for us when we got there, I think that would start to sound attractive to people who fit inside the category.
Maybe.
We just don't happen to fit inside the category.
No, we don't.
The sleep supplement melatonin can keep fruits and vegetables fresh longer.
Really?
Known as the sleep hormone, melatonin is released by our brains in response to darkness, tipping off the rest of the body that it's time for some rest. Interestingly, though, researchers from Edith Cowan University find that melatonin can also help keep fruits and vegetables fresh. Their study reveals that the hormone is capable of reducing the amount of fresh horticultural produce lost to chilling injury. The team of scientists behind these findings have been compiling research over the past year from all over the globe in order to assess the benefits of melatonin application onto produce and ideally determine a way to help keep these highly perishable foods fresher for longer. So I have an idea, and I'm not saying I'm the only one capable of coming up with the idea, but if any refrigerator manufacturers would like a quick, easy idea based upon that information, I have an idea for them that they could implement into their future models of refrigerators.
Well, what I'm wondering is, so you know how I remove the air out of Alea's apples in the sandwich Ziploc bag with a straw?
So they don't brown.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if I drop like a melatonin in there as well. And then like she has zero browning.
Certainly would be possible. You know, over the years, we've given away most of our good ideas on the air anyway. So I'm just going to share it. You know, in the produce drawer, you know, the refrigerators have the produce drawer where you set. What about a melatonin spritz, like at the grocery store? You know, at the grocery, the water comes on and wets the produce. What if there was a little melatonin spritz mixed in there? That might save money in the long run.
It may, but is it just so slight that it doesn't have an effect on us and make us sleepy?
That's a good question. I'm not afraid of a good sleep.
Yeah, nor am I. But if I'm eating fruits and vegetables, I'm probably
true
trying to exercise and not go to bed.
We've been trying to figure out how artificial intelligence is actually going to benefit us and not just hurt us. And I have a feeling that in the long run, we are going to marvel at the way our lives change that we didn't even really anticipate, by the way, both in good ways and bad ways, in the same way that social media was good and it was also bad. Interesting concept here. As many as 55% of older adults fail to take their prescribed medications. Now a new artificial intelligence app aims to change that. Together, Together is a free iPhone app built on generative AI. It is designed to help aging adults and their caregivers manage medications and other healthcare tasks. Using a smartphone camera, the person simply snaps a picture of a prescription bottle. Together's AI technology automatically detects key information about the medication and how it pertains to that specific patient. The founder and chief strategy officer created the app after her personal experience of serving as her parents' caregiver. Very simply put, it uses AI to help people and their caregivers solve simple tasks like scheduling appointments, filling medications, and taking vitals. It allows you to share data with people who love you so they can know what's going on with you. Using a single photo of a prescription bottle, the app can detect the doctor's name and contact information, the pharmacy the patient uses, the correct dosage of the medication, the date that refills are due, and any precautionary advice. For example, if you can't take it with grapefruit juice. Helpful?
Okay. I mean, I as a caregiver, yes, I can see that being somewhat helpful.
It's only as good as if you use it, right?
Exactly. That's
boils down to
kind of, yeah.
It's like what's the best kind of diet to be on? The one that you'll stay on, right? That's just kind of as simple as that. Now, this one is puzzling and funny all at the same time. The assistant manager of a South Carolina Burger King has been arrested after she allegedly served customers French fries that had been in the trash can. 39-year-old Jamie Christine Major was charged on Monday with tampering with food, a felony, for allegedly taking French fries from the trash and adding them to the container where freshly cooked fries are placed and then dumping just cooked fries on top. The Union Police Department responded to the reported disturbance at the fast food joint on July 9. At the scene, they found two women screaming at restaurant staff, threatening them and using profanity. When the women refused to calm down at the officer's request, they were both arrested and charged with disorderly conduct. 2 days later, Burger King headquarters called police and told them that Major had been serving fries from the trash can. A warrant was issued for Major's arrest after an investigation. If convicted, she could face up to 20 years in prison. A judge set her bond at $20,000.
Okay, I don't understand. So was she pulling what people had left over, like from that trash can? Was
I don't think so.
Pulling, like, where were these fries coming from?
So, those of us who have long, extensive history working in fast food, we know there's a limitation to how long you can keep the fries after they've come out of the fryer. And once they've been, once they get cold, once they've been in there for too long, you got to throw them out. It's the same way. That's why you don't overcook a lot of food, because then, it's ready longer and it just gets discarded. I think she probably
she was just heating them up.
Tossed some and then said, "Oh wait, we suddenly need a bunch more fries." And she took ones that had just recently been placed in the garbage can. She threw them back in there, put fresh fries on top of them, and said, "Okay, now here's
I wouldn't do it, but
that's right.
It doesn't sound like a felony to me.
Exactly. If I saw someone do this, and I had already paid for my meal, I would insist on a refund. I would leave, and I'd go somewhere else and eat. I don't know that this is impolite. You should lose your job for it. It's a crime.
Right.
And tampering with food, I can see where tampering with food can be a felony. If you're injecting bad things into food or you're trying to kill people.
Sprinkling it with LSD or whatever.
5-second rule apply. They never touch the ground, right? If they're on the top of the garbage can, I'm saying you've eaten far worse.
And they're going right back into the very, very hot fryer. They've killed any germs that were touched.
It's gross. You shouldn't eat there.
Yeah.
Burger King, just the perception of gross. Like, ooh, in the garbage? I'm not doing that. They may have been just as clean in anywhere. It's a perception idea. But for it to be a felony,
I think that is
crime,
ridiculous. Where was this?
In South Carolina. Our law enforcement community is charged with investigating disorderly conduct. Sure. French fries out of the garbage.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. It's a waste of police officers' time.
Come on, South Carolina. Let's get it together. Got to get to a break. Your chance to win. We got better prizes than garbage French fries for you. Coming right up here on In the Know.
270-358-3545 is a number you'll want to call to get tickets to see LaRue County born and bred talent this Saturday night at the local Celebrity Night at Joel Ray's Lincoln Jamboree. Showtime is 8 o'clock and features the deep voice of Blake Whitlock, Glenn Rice, Camille and Robin Bingham, Cameron and Nancy Lasley, also Rhett Douglas Edlund, the singing waitress Debbie Sheehan, and the Russell County Rambler Jeannie Flanagan, along with Jay Henderson and the Super 6 Jamboree Gang. Here's songs from the Statler Brothers, Tanya Tucker, George Jones, Johnny Cash, the Oak Ridge Boys, Vince Gill, Elvis, Lori Morgan, and many more. And come early and eat a good old-fashioned home-cooked supper served from 4 until showtime in the restaurant. You can call 270-358-3545 for reservations or purchase tickets at the door by 7:30 because showtime is 8 o'clock this Saturday night at the famous Lincoln Jamboree and Restaurant in Hodgenville, Kentucky. Wow, what a meal and show.
Summertime is finally here. As traffic increases, the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety reminds all road users to pay attention. Watch out for each other. Follow the rules of the road and these simple steps that can help save lives. Remember to buckle up every trip, every time. Put the phone down if you're driving, walking, or riding a bike or motorcycle. Safety is a shared responsibility. Enjoy your summer and be safe, Kentucky. Paid for by the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
As a mom, summer is long. So what's my number one mom hack? Splish splashing, thrilling family daycations at Kentucky Kingdom. My little guy and my team making memories together is one of my favorite parts. But the best part, I don't have to plan a thing.
Get big thrills and bigger value. Save up to $15 on tickets at KentuckyKingdom.com.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. From 6-week certificates to 2- or 4-year degrees, there's an option for you. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Your choice of lifestyle directly affects your health. And while there are many complex factors surrounding your lifestyle, sometimes the simple truth is that you just need to feel better. Well, rest assured, your feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know you and your lifestyle so we can provide sound advice on ways to improve your overall health. So whether your goal is to maintain a healthy lifestyle or overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here. At Midway Pharmacy.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We'll see temperatures warming into the low 80s for highs this afternoon with some extra clouds overhead for the second half of the day. Those same clouds move out tonight as temperatures fall down into the low 60s. Now for your Saturday, we get to enjoy plenty of sunshine, lower humidity, and highs in the low 80s. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
The K105 105 Days of Summer.
Summer.
Brought to you by Future Designs on the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.
I'm a love man. Call me the love man.
Did you know?
Baby, I'm a love man.
No. Before I tell you the did you know, Miss Buckles, if you go to the Italian restaurant, about the thing you look forward to most is the tiramisu.
Yeah,
Fair.
probably.
Like
Yeah.
if you've got to have dinner in an Italian restaurant, the
Go
tiramisu
ahead
is
and
probably
take
your
me to the
favorite.
end.
Tiramisu translates to "take me to heaven" in Italian. That's what the word tiramisu means in Italian, is "take me to heaven." Is it a heavenly dessert?
I mean, it's good, but I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I don't know if it's heaven. I'm hoping. Let's be clear. Hoping to get there. Hoping it's better than tiramisu.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Like if heaven is only as good as tiramisu, then I'm going to feel a little disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But probably better than the alternative.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right, here's today's water cooler question. And We're going to run simultaneous contests today. We happen to stumble across some tickets to Lincoln Jamboree. And so if you would like to if you'd like to go on a double date at Lincoln Jamboree, I've got 4 tickets to the first 2 people that text Jamboree to 270-259-6000. If you want to go to Lincoln Jamboree tomorrow for their show, the first 2 people who text Jamboree, you can't have one in the last 30 days, got to be 18 years of age or older, you qualify to win. So text Jamboree to 270-259-6000. Now, for those of you who qualify and want to win Kentucky Kingdom tickets, here's the water cooler question for today. 85% of us love the smell of this, but 15% think it stinks. 85% of us love the smell of this, but the rest of us think it stinks. Got it? 85 smells good, 15 stinky. What is it? Text it to 270-259-6000. Did you write something down already?
I did.
Okay. Something came to you easily?
Uh-huh.
All right. While people queue up for that, here's an update. AMC. Oh, wait, I'm going to tell you what's opening first. Of course, Barbie is out today. Did you see my board?
I did, and I laughed. Yeah. Yeah.
The board today
Skipper.
says
I was trying to think of their names.
Barbie is so popular, why do you have to buy her friends?
Yeah, there's...
So Barbie is open today. Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. Oppenheimer is open today. A bunch of people you know. Matt Damon, Cillian Murphy, Emma, can't remember her name. And then also Steph Curry Underrated, which is a documentary that's out. Odd week for it to come out. But Barbie, Oppenheimer. By the way, Oppenheimer's 3 hours long, I read last night. So
thanks for the heads up
you're
on
welcome.
that.
It's a commitment. So
Goodness.
just
be
be prepared. That's one luckily, when it comes time to watch it, it'll be in our home where we can split it up over 2 nights. That would or 3 nights, or depends upon when you fall asleep watching it. An update to the...
I don't know that I am.
Watch it, you mean? Yeah, I got it. An update to the AMC Theaters plan. They have dropped their controversial plan to charge more money based on seat location. They are scrapping in their plan to charge moviegoers for more money for a better view of the screen. Now, when this came out, it was called Sightline at AMC. And when it came out, you had a group of people who, of course, threw a big fit. But if you think about it, it works this way in all areas. The home with the best street location and closest to the best school, closest to the best firehouse, sells for more than the house that's out in the sticks and the boonies, and you got to...
It's just logic.
Your hotel rooms that are the penthouse sell for more. The hotel rooms that are a good distance from the elevator, but not at the end of the hallway, will sell for more than something next to the ice machine.
Yes.
It's just the way that it works. So they would lower the prices on some of their seats to incentivize people. You want to get in the building?
Right.
You go to a concert. Your tickets are less expensive if you are in section 500 than if you are on the floor.
Sporting events. There's so many things.
Stuck to their guns on that.
I agree.
But so many people were busy calling the ambulance. Ambulance. Call the ambulance. Gladiator 2, new film, faces animal mistreatment allegations by PETA. Of course. The highly anticipated follow-up to Ridley Scott's 2000 historical epic, that's the year 2000, Gladiator 2, is in some controversy. Pedro Pascal is playing the lead, and PETA even got to him just to say that they weren't treating real animals properly on the filming of this set. Animals used in movie making most often are better cared for than probably a huge percentage of animals, because they are someone's livelihood. They are someone's product that they are selling for the use of making movies. I'm not telling you they don't have accidents. And if you saw Gladiator originally, chariots and right, but that stuff's not necessarily real. That's so I don't. If their animal is being cruelly treated, I'm all for eliminating that. But I also think just because something looks like something on a movie screen,
right,
doesn't make it so. Mark Ronson says that he's heard Dua Lipa's new album and that it's incredible. Well, good. I can't wait to hear it. I bet no song on there is better than Levitating.
Maybe not.
I mean, I hope so, but Levitating is going to be hard to beat. I'll tell you. Oasis's Noel Gallagher hates the offensive Adele and her awful songs.
So?
No more Wonderwall for me.
I mean, right?
He said Gallagher was asked if he likes any of Adele's hit songs. His thoughts on that were strong as he responded with a profanity-laced response. He said they're awful. He used a type of awful to describe them. He found it he said he finds the whole thing offensive. Well, I find Wonderwall offensive. So no more Oasis for me. Oasis and Madonna over on the same pile. Nah, that's okay. Wheel of Fortune update. Vanna White signs a partial deal with the show. She's still negotiating. She has negotiated her deal with Wheel of Fortune, but only for the celebrity version, not the syndicated show. Sony has made it clear they're not receptive to her demands. So when Sajak said he was leaving, she asked for half of what he was making, which would be $7 million, after she's been making $3 million a year for 18 years with no salary increase. But they shoved like $45 million or something out on the table for Seacrest. It just, the optics of it look bad when it's that gross amount. If they had just paid him the same thing as Sajak, and they told her no, then I could kind of see that and go, okay. But on the whole, if you've got $45 million in the kitty,
right,
and you won't meet her at least halfway, it just doesn't look very good. But I have a solution.
Okay.
Let Vanna do Celebrity Jeopardy, a Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. And then when Sajak comes in, when Seacrest comes in to replace Sajak, the new letter turner, Kelly Ripa. They work so well together on live, and I'm sure he holds her in such high regard that Kelly Ripa is the new letter turner on Wheel of Fortune.
No.
We got to get to a break. We'll find out our winners, and we'll wrap it up for the week here on In the Know.
I can remember a time in my childhood after my mom and dad divorced, when I lived with my dad for a short time. He hadn't been a part of my life for many years, but he tried to be a real father to me after my mom died and I was in foster care. Unfortunately, he didn't know how to connect with me, so he showed me affection the only way he could. He cooked, but I didn't see it quite that way. Hi, this is Jim Daly with Focus on the Family. I'll never forget one Saturday morning as my dad slid some bacon and eggs in front of me. I noticed a little slimy yellow spreading across the plate. "I can't eat this," I said. "The eggs are all runny." Judging by his angry reaction, you would have thought I had physically assaulted him. "You're so ungrateful," he growled and walked off. It took me years to understand that, without trying, I had rejected more than just a plateful of runny eggs. I had rejected his attempt to show me love. That situation taught me to consider other people's perspectives. You see, it's important to look for the motivation behind someone's gift or expression of appreciation. If my son offers to play a game or my wife invites me to sit with her on the couch and talk, it'd be easy to assume they're just looking for something to do to fill the time. But it could also be their way of saying, "I love you and I want to connect with you." And that's why it's important to look beyond the gift. For helpful tips to strengthen your relationships, visit Focus on the Family. I'm Jim Daly.
If you are 65 or older, you know this. Watching your hard-earned dollars fly out the window on healthcare costs is so frustrating. But here's some great news. If you were just notified that your Medicare costs are increasing, a program out there can really help you with your medical bills, and it's worth taking a minute to look into. Medishare 65 Plus. It's not insurance. Members actually say it's better. It's a Christian healthcare community that aligns with your faith and where people encourage and pray for you. And Medishare 65 Plus is a low-cost option for those with Medicare Parts A and B, and it fills in the gaps where Medicare stops. You choose any Medicare provider, and you get telehealth access anytime you need it. And this is great too. Unlike health insurance, you can lock in one low monthly price for up to 10 years. So don't get stuck with increasing costs. Call MediShare 65 Plus and find out how much you can save. Call 855-PSALM-11. That's 855-PSALM 11. 855-PSALM 11.
Touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline.
MB's point to ponder for today.
Never seemed so good.
Would you tell someone if his fly were down?
Absolutely.
More than 4 out of 5 of us would tell an acquaintance to zip up.
Yep.
It could be a male bonding thing. Men almost always tell their buddies, as well as total strangers. But a majority of women, on the other hand, would tell close male friends the barn door is open. But a third, 33%, would alert a stranger. Would you tell a stranger?
I am that person.
You would.
Well, and I'm not going to walk up to you and say, "Hey, buddy, your fly's down."
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to give you a look and then kind of look down and do like a number, like a zip up.
Yeah.
You know.
Or I wouldn't do the looking thing. That could be construed wrong.
Not when I do the zip up number after.
I don't know. That gesture, I mean, who knows? People could interpret that the wrong way. I'm giving you a surefire way.
Okay.
XYZ PDQ. That's universal. Your fly is down. XYZ PDQ.
Okay. Well, if you don't want me looking up or down, I'm just going to say, "Hey, buddy, your fly's open."
Okay.
Zip up the barn door. Because I'm not doing this XYZ PDQ or whatever that was.
Examine your zipper pretty darn quick.
Oh,
Everybody knows a universal
no,
examine your
apparently
zipper
not.
pretty darn quick. XYZ PDQ.
No.
You can't. Apparently, we didn't go to school together.
No, we did not.
'Cause everybody knows that, or at least I thought so. All right, today's what? By the way, 2807 and 1606. You're going to Lincoln Jamboree. Have a great time. We'll be in touch with you on those particulars shortly. The water cooler question was 85% of us love the smell of this, but the rest of us think it stinks. It was the ocean.
Okay, so
The ocean was the you think it smells good, right?
Oh, I do. Yes.
Sometimes
not
it
the
can
answers
it
I
can
put
smell
down.
bad though sometimes.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, so pick a number between 1 and 14.
Number 9.
Okay.
Number 9.
Number 9, hang on. 0031. If your number ends in 0031.
Number 9. Number 9. All right, television.
And that was what? Holiday World?
Kentucky Kingdom is what I said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Kentucky Kingdom. Okay.
Tough as Nails on CBS tonight. CMT Summer Sessions on CMT featuring Breland. By the way, speaking of CMT, I think they completely made a huge mistake by taking the Jason Aldean song.
Listen.
They did far more damage. Like they pulled a Bud Light.
And that's what I was so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that they're like over there in the beer category now. Well, because even me, so I do not pay attention to any of that nonsense, whatever. But it's even in my feed that not just about that, but how that song has risen like all across the charts.
It's number 1.
Yeah.
everywhere.
So and I'm like, well, CMT, you messed up.
Yeah, I mean the easiest way to get rid of something is ignore it. Right? When you go fanning flames, then all of a sudden you got 6 fire departments on scene going, "What's going on?" So the FIFA Women's World Cup 2023, the US takes on Vietnam.
Oh, look at you. Okay.
You know why I bought this shirt? So I've got a USA soccer shirt on. You know why I bought it? Because I needed something patriotic to wear on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
But it also doubled as I can cheer on the women in the World Cup because I got my U.S. national women's team shirt on.
Okay.
Tomorrow, A Date with Death, a series premiere on ID, Celebrity Family Feud on ABC. On Sunday, The Prank Panel on ABC. And Shark Week, I thought perhaps started a little bit early. I caught Shark Week or some shark show on at home yesterday afternoon.
Yep.
But Belly of the Beast Feeding Frenzy is on the Discovery Channel Sunday evening.
I just needed something in the background. And
I got you. Today's highlight in history, this date in 1925, the so-called monkey trial ended in Dayton, Tennessee. Ernie Els won the British Open this day in 2002. Alan Shepard passed, the first American in space, passed in 1998. The 30-year-old space shuttle program ended as Atlantis landed at Cape Canaveral this date in 2011. Birthdays today, Cat Stevens is 75, Gary Trudeau is 75, John Lovitz is 66. Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. His role in The Wedding Singer is good. Brandy Chastain is 55, speaking of soccer players. Josh Hartnett is 45. Cece Sabathia is 43. Rory Culkin is 34. Are there three of those boys? Because you've got Macaulay, of course, and then you've got the one that's in Succession, and now you've got Rory?
I have no idea.
Know that. You're just more concerned with Kevin McAllister, and that's it.
That's right.
Gone but not forgotten, Ernest Hemingway in 1899, Itzhak Stern in 1920, Don Knotts in 1924, Janet Reno in 1938, Robin Williams in 1951.
Yeah.
Gones but not forgottens. By the way, didn't get around to it. I was going to play some some Tony Bennett music today, but Tony Bennett passed this morning at age 96. Let's go to 1947. A couple days in a row, we're going to 1947, at least I think. We're just about out of time anyway. Can somebody knock on 1947's door? Thank you.
This little ditty.
Perry Como, number one, with Chibaba, Chibaba, Chibaba.
We've been saying his name a lot, too, like in chart toppers. Maybe an
So
album
you'd
was
like to say it
released.
less?
Maybe an album was released and a lot of them made it to number one. I don't know.
Hound Dog, Elvis Presley, number one in 56. The Rolling Stones, Satisfaction was number one in 65. 1974, The Righteous Brothers, Rock and Roll Heaven. That may play here momentarily. 1983, it got a reference on the show yesterday. Eddie Grant, Electric Avenue. 1992, Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby Got Back. We played it last week. So.
Well, so it came on in the car this morning accidentally.
Do you remember? Did you pay special attention to L.A. Face with an Oakland Booty?
Well, I had to, I just went ahead and switched it over.
Bootylicious, number one, 22 years ago today. California Girls, Katy Perry and the D.O.W.G., 13 years ago today. In Old Town Road, Lil Nas X and BRC, number one, 4 years ago today. So there are your chart toppers. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says, the point is not to pay back kindness, but to pass it on. The point is not to pay back kindness, but to pass it on. MB's Pearl of Wisdom. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know, and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here on Monday for another edition of our show. For Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powering through the Twin Lakes with the best mix of music, news, weather, and fun. If it's in the Twin